You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero, a wealth work summary. The big idea. Jen Sincero did not grow up wealthy. For most of her adult life, she lived in a converted garage, drove a car she was embarrassed by, and told herself she just was not a money person. Then she started paying attention to the beliefs underneath that story, and everything changed. You Are a Badass at Making Money is not a book about spreadsheets or investment strategies. It is a book about the invisible beliefs, fears, and stories that keep smart, capable people broke, and what to do about them. The external tactics only work once the internal blocks are cleared. About the author. Jen Sincero is a #1 New York Times bestselling author and success coach whose first book, You Are a Badass, sold millions of copies worldwide. She wrote You Are a Badass at Making Money specifically because her readers kept asking one question: I understand mindset now, but how do I actually make more money? This book is her answer. Chapter 1, Your Relationship with Money. Part 1. Sincero's starting premise is that most people have a complicated, often hostile relationship with money, and they are largely unaware of it. They say things like, money does not matter, rich people are greedy, or I am just not good with money. They say these things as if they are observations about the world, but they are actually instructions to their own subconscious. The subconscious takes those instructions seriously and acts accordingly. Money as energy. Sincero asks you to consider money not as a moral judgment, but as a neutral form of energy. Money flows toward people who welcome it and away from people who resent it or fear it. This is not mysticism, it is psychology. If you unconsciously believe that wanting money is greedy, you will consistently sabotage your own earning efforts in ways you will not even notice. The first step to making more money is deciding genuinely and without guilt that you want it and that wanting it is fine. The action for Chapter 1. Complete this sentence in writing. My biggest negative belief about money is blank. Then ask where that belief came from. Whose voice is that? Is it still serving you? Chapter 2. The Stories Holding You Back. Part 1. The stories we tell about money are installed early and run quietly in the background for decades. You absorb beliefs about money from your parents, your community, your religion, and your culture before you were old enough to evaluate whether those beliefs were true. Sincero calls these your money story, and she is direct. Your money story is not reality. It is a narrative, and narratives can be rewritten. Identifying your blocks. Common money blocks include believing that rich people are dishonest or shallow, believing that you do not deserve more than your parents had, believing that financial success would make you different from or better than the people you love, believing that money is spiritual poison. Sincero does not dismiss these beliefs as silly. She acknowledges that they feel completely real and often have roots in genuine experience, but she insists that allowing them to run unchallenged is a choice, and so is changing them. The action for Chapter 2. Write down 3 money stories you have inherited from your family. For each one, ask whether it is an objective fact or a story. If it is a story, write a replacement story that is equally plausible but more empowering. Chapter 3. Getting clear on what you want. Part 1. Sincero is emphatic about specificity. Most people want more money in a vague, undefined way, and vague desires produce vague results. She pushes readers to get precise. How much money do you want? By when? For what specific purpose? The clarity of your intention directly affects the quality of the action you take and the opportunities you notice. Desire is not greed. She also addresses a common block, confusing desire with greed. Many people, particularly women, have been taught that wanting more than enough is selfish. Sincero's counter-argument is straightforward. You cannot give what you do not have. A person with financial abundance can be generous in ways that a person struggling with money cannot. Desire for wealth, pursued ethically, is desire to be able to contribute more to your family, your community, and causes you care about. The action for Chapter 3. Write down a specific financial goal with a specific number and a specific date. Not I want to be comfortable. $100,000 by December 31st next year, or whatever your number actually is. Specificity is not optional. It is the mechanism. Chapter 4. Taking Bold Action. Part 1. Clarity without action is just daydreaming. Sincero's approach to action is characterized by boldness, doing things before you feel ready, investing in yourself before you can comfortably afford to, and asking for what you want before it feels certain you will get it. She is explicit that the universe and the market rewards people who show up fully committed rather than people who tentatively test the water. Investing in yourself. One of Sincero's most controversial but consistent points is about investing in your own growth. Coaching, courses, masterminds, experiences that expand your perspective. She invested in a high-end coaching program she could not afford and credits it with the breakthrough in her own income. She is not saying to spend recklessly. She is saying that the return on investment from upgrading your own thinking and capabilities is often the highest return investment available to you. The action for Chapter 4. Identify one bold action related to your income that you have been putting off because it does not feel safe or certain. Take the first step toward it this week. Not next month. Not when conditions are better. This week. Chapter 5. Staying in the Energy of Abundance. Part 1. Sincero's final major theme is sustainability. How to maintain the mindset and habits that produce financial growth over time, rather than making a burst of progress and then reverting. She talks about gratitude, not as a spiritual platitude, but as a practical tool. People who regularly notice and appreciate what they already have tend to attract more of it, because their baseline emotional state is one of abundance rather than lack. The long game of mindset. She also emphasizes the importance of surrounding yourself with people who have the financial life you want, not to compare yourself to them, but to normalize the possibility. When your social environment treats financial success as unusual or suspicious, your subconscious absorbs that. When it treats financial success as natural and achievable, you absorb that instead. Environment shapes expectations, and expectations shape outcomes. The action for Chapter 5. Identify one person in your life who has the financial relationship you want. Spend more time with them. Ask them what they believe about money. Their answers will be more useful than another year of reading about it. Key takeaways. 1. Your relationship with money is shaped by invisible beliefs installed before you were old enough to evaluate them. Those beliefs are changeable. 2. Your money story is not reality. It is a narrative. Narratives can be rewritten, but only if you identify them first. 3. Desire for wealth is not greed. It is the foundation of generosity and contribution at scale. 4. Action before readiness is the signature of people who make significant financial progress. Waiting for certainty is the signature of people who do not. 5. Abundance is a mindset before it is a bank balance. Cultivate it daily, and it will shape your outcomes. A note at the end. This has been a WealthWorks summary of You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. If this opens something up for you, subscribe to WealthWorks, a new book summary every single week.